let's get forward. So, you all know, right? Ki CAT used to be a 3 hours exam before, and now after the post-pandemic, it's a 2 hour exam now, and they're still continuing with the trend. So, what do you think we can take away from this? What I understood is ki the CAT is testing us on time management and not about who is the smartest of all. They're not there to test ki can you solve the toughest questions or can you do this or can you do that. No, they're about like go through the exam paper, scan it properly, and attempt the right questions. Identify ki where do you have to put your time. Like it's not about completing the entire paper, but it's about completing it. Choosing the right questions. That these are my strengths. Let me focus on them first. Let me get to them first, and then continue with the second part of it. So that is my first key takeaway. It's about time management. Don't get stuck on one problem you're liking. It's like a puzzle. You get so engrossed in it कि मुझे solve करना ही है. Please don't fall into that trap. Move on. Scan the paper properly. Identify कि हाँ these are my strength areas. Let me clear these first. You don't need to uh, solve the toughest problem over there. So this is the first thing I learned. Second thing that especially matters and something that I understood later was like first I had given it CAT before as well, and that time I got a 98 percentile. My second attempt I got a 99.67. So what was the difference between the two? Like did I do something differently? Some magic happened in the middle, and my percentile soared? Nothing. It's because I was prepared before as well. The second time when I appeared for it, I focused on practicing. It's not like concepts. If you look at the CAT paper, it is actually very, you know, elementary level of questions. It's not, very, very, very tough that you cannot solve at all. If you give it good time, good practice, all the questions are doable in that. So it's not like they're testing you for your IQ. They're testing you for your practice and selection of the right problems. So, what most people and students and my friends tended to do was like they used to push off, writing the mocks. We are like, "Arey yaar, ye formula nahi seekha. That chapter I have not attempted yet. That chapter I have not seen yet." And we keep pushing. Ki once I have at least revised this much, or once I have at least completed this portion, only then I will look at the paper. Please don't make that mistake. मतलब it's like fine. नहीं आता, it's not a huge problem. किसी को भी नहीं आता है. From day one, please start writing notes. Like the amount of learning you gain from that, I don't think anything else can compare. No matter how many normal practice questions you solve or you theory you mug up or anything you do, the real test is about writing it in that given time frame. So please, please, please start writing a test, and when you write the test, you'll identify. Ki, suppose, let's say, I am good with compound. I know the compound interest formula, simple interest formula, everything I know. I am doing. When I'm solving the questions, also I'm solving it pretty fine. But what happens? I'll notice that when I'm actually writing the mock, I'm unconsciously avoiding that question, or I'm trying to skip that question. That you have to identify those key points. See what are the particular subject points and areas and topics that are actually weak. Even if you have practiced them, just identify them. Ki, okay, this was an easy question from that area which could have been done, and I'm just unconsciously avoiding it. So identify those key areas and work on them, and this you will get to know only if you actually give the test. Best part about this CAT is actually that it's sectional, right? So you don't even need to give an entire 2 hour test every time. Try to give sectional test, time yourself, attempt the paper, time ki where did it go wrong, which particular topics are you giving excess time, which particular topics are you just doing good. So you can focus on the right part instead of treating everything uniformly. Identify your weakness, give tests for that. Only then you can improve. So basically, that is what I had done. Initially, normally I used to give one test in a week, like during this January, February, and all. And as soon as the dates pushed near, when the exam was about, I was giving a mock test daily, and that is what has actually helped. Though I will suggest you don't give any mock test right before the exam day. Please calm down and just relax. that is a different thing. But it's like practice enough so that nothing, phases you in the exam hall. Uh, Other than that, I think when you're going through different questions and practicing and everything, I'll suggest, like if you see a very good question, start it, or if you're studying it online, screenshot it, and just compile it, all those things together, and peacefully go through them one day before exam. Like, okay, this was a nice question, and this is something new topic that I learned, or this is something I'm using again and again, or something I'm forgetting. So just take screenshots of it and compile it, and you can. I literally took screenshots and I printed it out. I was like, these are the good questions, these are the good concepts that I have learned, and I don't want to forget them. I literally created a book out of it. Simply, skim through it. Just a look is enough. When you look at, this idea, that's enough. That is all you need to do. Because what happens is we tend to get so much into practice that we are not doing any part of, properly compiling our learnings. So that is also an important part. Please don't skip on it. I mean, it is very easy to take a simple screenshot, or, simply star a question so that you can just, take a look at it later, a month before the exam, or a week before the exam. Other than that, I'll say do not get demotivated. Like the CAT exam is pretty good. Even I took 2 tries. It's not an exact, what do we say, you know, this is how you stand and this is what your level is. Everybody performs differently in a 2 hour, exam. Anything can happen differently. So don't put everything on stake at that point. It's okay. Take it as a learning, because you get to learn, like, apart from just from this, I believe you all must be reading newspapers and other things, right? So it helps build a lot. You are learning so many small things that they slowly gather up and help you grow. So I will suggest ki, do not panic. You don't need to, I know people who used to leave jobs to prepare for it. This is not such a tough exam. This is okay. That simply needs practice and dedication. That's the only thing that it needs. You don't need to do out of ordinary. Like 4 hours a day near the end of it is enough. Actually, just be dedicated. You don't have to skim through it. If you put in that work, it will show. Don't get, like, I have seen my marks going up and down, and it's so easy to feel demotivated. Don't let that drain you. It's a part of the process. Let it be. If you can get through that, obviously you'll perform better on the D-Day. And so I think I have said most of the points regarding CAT prep. I will not delve much into GDPI preparation. One thing I'll just say is, like, do read editorials, like the editorials that come in the newspapers. Take a pick of your favorite newspaper, whichever you enjoy. Like I used to, if you like financial newspaper, there's so many: Financial Express, Economic Times, Hindu. So many newspapers exist. Any newspaper that excites you, because at the end of the day, you have to read it, right? So any newspaper that excites you, please skim through the headlines, just so that at the end of the day, when suddenly you have to prepare for the interview, it's not like a huge thing coming at you. You are somewhat aware of what was going on. So go through the headlines and please read the editorial. Editorial not only helps you with your GK, it gives you, help in opinion formation. It helps you in knowing so many topics, which actually will help you in your VARC. I mean, many times you will be like, oh, this is like when you read a familiar topic and see, oh, in the exam, oh, this topic, I have some knowledge about it. It will be easier for you to, answer those questions whenever, to go through that. Understanding the content will become much easier for you. So please read the newspapers daily. If you don't understand a topic, it's like, Arya, I've never read news in my life. How can I start? It's very difficult. Newspapers full of jargon. YouTube is there, Google is there. Just take one topic, YouTube it. What is the history of it? Google it. What happened? Just form some base along the way. That will help you both in your VARC as well as in your GDPI prep. So I think I am done with all the gyan that I had to share.